Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob, and today we are going to be continuing the to-be-continued side story, or rather side stories, narration for the channel. And today we are going to be continuing with the next two stories in line, the Wolf and Wolfpack story and the Farewell Roy story. So considering that usually on parts 2 I do a recap on the previous part, as a quick reminder, there is no need to actually do that today because all of these are individual stories. So all I'm gonna say now is a couple of words before we go in as to what each of these stories connects to. And if you want to go back and either read yourself or listen to the narrations I did for these stories on the very channel. So first off, the Wolf and Wolfpack story literally connects to the ending of Code of Brawl. And I'm not talking about the ending you see when you just complete the normal stages with the story. There are 3 extra cutscenes that play in the EX stages. And if I remember right from the very recent narration that I did on the channel for that one, once again, thank you for the community for voting for this one. That is a very nice thing that we did, because that is very freshly in my mind right now. But one of the scenes left two side NPCs, up in the air as to what happened to them, and are they still alive? Are they still around? What happened? And it also surprisingly showed us the appearance of another character that pretty much every single Arknights player is probably familiar with. But who that is, I will not say right now. But again, considering I did the narration for that one, I will leave the description, I will leave the playlist in the description of this video for that entire thing. So if you want to go back and listen through that story, you're free to do so. It is a very fun story, way more fun than what I remembered for originally. And it also reminded me of the fact that, yes, even that story has some kind of H.P. Lovecraft inspired shenanigan in it. And no, I'm not talking about Mostima directly. Who and what I'm referring to, well, go and remind yourself, because I completely forgot that that entity exists. But anyway, the second story, the Farewell Roy story, is connected to the ending of Knurl Light. The story that was released, just like the first 2 stories that we did yesterday, that released like not even a year ago, and should also be having a rerun in probably like 2 to 3 months, if I remember correctly. At least from what the prediction is. But yeah, considering that I haven't done a narration on that one, I did, however, do very extensive live streams when that came out. Like, I think it's 3 uploads on the channel in total that are all varying in length. But let me put it this way. I am dreading when Knurl Light will have a rerun, because if, for those of you who know, if you've seen the playlist for Stultifera Navis, yeah, it's gonna be about that length. I am not even joking. If you just compile the story bits from the live stream, from the 3 live streams, it is about 10 hours of story. Yeah. That's gonna be a lot of parts to do. But anyway, this one connects directly to the ending of that. The whereabouts, or rather what Roy and Monique are up to after everything went down during that story. So yeah, and yeah, I'll leave the links to the live streams in the comment section below. But again, if you just want to wait for an actual narration for that story, that's also fine. I will also in the coming month or 2 do a narration on the Maria Knurl story, considering that one is the first part of the whole line of stories. So look forward to that one as well. But in the meantime, since we are speaking of Twitch as well on top of it, let me just for a second mention here that I do stream almost daily on Twitch. There are a couple days when I don't stream, and you can find the games and when and how when and which time I'm streaming pretty much over on Twitch. In the about section I pretty much post which game is gonna be on which day. And speaking of which game, this week I'm probably gonna start literally on the days that they are releasing Like a Dragon Ishin and Redemption Reapers, and they are releasing pretty much one day after another, on the 21st and 22nd, and I'm looking forward to both of those games, so if you just want to come and hang out, feel free to do so. But anyway, enough of the shilling. Let's begin with our first story for today, and that is Wolf and Wolfpack. So, let's see what happened to our two little mafiosi at the end of the story. 9:35, 5 minutes late. We better find another place for safety. I don't want to spend a second more than I have to, but you know what I want to do even less, to miss our contact. He's supposed to come straight to us first thing after getting into Lugman, but there ain't a single soul coming out of the city gate. He's probably stuck somewhere inside, so we wait. Too many eyes here at the city gateway. You sure you want to stick around? What else are we gonna do? We gotta do what the psycho bitch wants. So here we immediately see, apparently, they are working now for Le Psycho Bitch. You better remember the first thing she said after she caught us. Changed my mind. Let's hope you're more useful to me alive than dead. Not that thing. The next one. Don't blow this. Mess up a single time, I cut your throats. So instead of risking missing our guy and losing the letter, I'd rather be a little more conspicuous. Whatever. There's the crowd. What does the guy look like again? Don't hurt yourself trying to remember. It's not gonna happen. What do you mean? The broad never said anything about what our contact looked like or what he's wearing. He'll come to us, not the other way around. Yes, show me all the NPC models from all the different territories. You remember how the meeting goes down, right? Gambino? The contact asks us, would you like some mayonnaise? Teppanyaki macaroni. We'll tell him, supersize for 2, and he'll give us the letter. I'm impressed. Just hearing that password makes me want to puke. Couldn't forget it even if I wanted to. It's 9:50. Even the last group into the city is gone by now. Something must have gone wrong. We should move. What if he shows up and we ain't here? Like that could happen. We can't just stand around any longer. Maybe customs busted him. Even if not, no harm in waiting for him a little longer. It's his own damn fault he didn't find us. The crazy bitch can't do anything about that. What's the difference? She's off her goddamn rocker. She ain't gonna think about who's at fault here. It's all about results. If you don't move your furry ass right now, we're signing our death certificates. Alright, let's say I do it your way. Where do we look for him? Use your brain. Only a Syracusan would write the loony broad a letter. Aside from Penguin Logistics, who else in Lugman got anything to do with Syracusa? You're telling me it's the traitors we brought with us from the old country? Not only did they betray us, they're nabbing our guy. Huh. Guess you do still got a couple of brain cells to rub together. Can't say for sure it was them, but they do fit the profile. They're gonna know something at least. Andiamo. Those traitors, Katsi. One day I swear I'm gonna... Hold it. I've been telling you since the first day we stepped into Lungmen. They got their own rules here. Don't forget how we lost to the Rat King, and how he let us go without a scratch. Don't need a reminder, Capone. I sure hope so. So, We're dropping in on the trader's hideout. We ain't there to pick up fight or teach him a lesson. Just doing a little information gathering. You hear me? Slow down. This is the place. How do you feel? Never better. What's the plan? Grab a couple and start asking questions. Probably a better way. If they're the mook who kidnapped our messenger guy from Syracuse, then it's something their bosses cooked up. And if it wasn't them, then the small-timers ain't gonna know anything. It's times like these you actually give that brain a little workout, huh? So, how are we running this one? Like we did in the old days. You go and make some noise while I sneak in. Not so fast. We got a case to join a little longer. Don't take a risk if their guard is low enough. We're working for the crazy broad. I need all the help I can get, even if you usually do more harm than good. Listen to yourself. If it wasn't for me, you would have screwed up enough for the psycho to run you through. 21! Hell yeah, come to Papa. Hold on. What the hell's that? What's what? You better pay up. We gotta cheat. Capone, speaking quietly. The lookouts are playing cards in broad daylight. If I were their boss, I'd shove them the whole deck down their throats. Save it. Who do you even think you are now? Besides, it's pretty convenient for us they ain't paying attention. I lost big this time. Haven't been paid jack for a while now. Would have been playing otherwise. What? You think I'm loaded? You were trying to steal from me. Your turf is close to the markets. At least you can pick up some odd jobs and run errands around there. Me? I gotta roll around the infected camp. Places like a graveyard. No work at all. Even if I tried looking for some odd jobs. Who's there? What? What was that? I heard someone say something just now, and pretty damn close. What did they say? I think it was odd jobs? You're hearing things. Or some punk trying to spook you. Maybe. Are you out of your mind? No. Back when we picked up these kids, when we made them Gambinos, Sicilians, did ever think they'd end up errand boys? Out of my mind. What was all those years of blood, sweat, and tears for? What are they in this for? To live another day, you egomaniac. This is all good news, with the shape we're in. And you're complaining? Of course I'm complaining. How am I supposed? Shit, they're packing heat? No, that's an originium explosion. A couple blocks away, from the sound of it. Where are you going? You wanna stay here your whole life? Slow down. Gambino, you're running to... Capone suddenly finds himself speechless, just as Gambino did when he reached the area a dozen or so seconds ago. A man wearing a black hat and raincoat stands in front of them. A number of local Lungmanite triads lies on the ground around him. Some of them are unconscious, while others are groaning as they hold their wounds, but they are all alive. Would you like some mayonnaise teppanyaki macaroni? Yeah, super size for 2. Buon appetito. Capone walks a few steps forward and takes a letter from the man in black. The wax seal on the envelope seems familiar, but he doesn't immediately recognize what it represents. Buongiorno. Which family do you... Boss, no, Mr. Gambino.
Tommaso? What are you doing here? No, who gave you this letter? Where's the guy you got this from?
I don't know. The letter's from me.
I know what kind of man you are, Tommaso. You can't fool me. I know you don't have what it takes to pull all these men on the, put all these men on the ground by yourself. They'd beat you half dead. The letter man's gonna be the one who did this. You'll tell me where he went, if you know what's good for you.
I can't.
Looks like you got pretty forgetful since I've been gone. Then I guess I gotta squeeze it out of you. You'll beg for death.
No. I won't tell you no matter what. Not even if you kill me.
Alright, you asked for it.
Gambino.
Since when did you get all sentimental? If you find the letter, man, we might just get a way out of this godforsaken town back to...
Look at the envelope, the seal. Don't tell me you don't know what that is.
It's from her. Why would she? Why is she thinking about Lungmen?
Crap, it's the LGD. They're here looking into the blast.
Tommaso, come with us. He's gone.
Don't worry about him. We're in trouble. I will not lie. The sound effect I used for the alarm there, the enemy breaching the gate. Ooh, triggers me. Anyway. Drop your weapons. Surrounded.
This way. That's a dead end.
Trust me. Hurry. Is this a gang war? No, looks more like a one-sided power move, see? They're all alive. You're right. They're hurt pretty bad, though. The perp can't be far. Let's move. Which way? We have patrols on both ends of the street. If they had even half a brain, they'd have gone down this alley. Huh. I know this alley. It's a dead end.
This is your idea of a way out.
Didn't you hear him? They got men posted on both ends of the street. We're trapped. Alright, come on out. You can't hide. Seeing as you didn't kill any of them, we'll go easy on you. Stop resisting. Come out already.
They're gonna find us.
Shut up. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. We know you're hiding behind that wall. Drop your weapons and come out.
Got anything yet?
I'm thinking. I'll say it again. Drop your weapons and we'll go easy.
In your dreams.
Freeze! Stop. Stop right there.
Now! Make a run for it!
What? He's got an accomplice. Is this a diversion? Quick, call for backup. He's got at least one accomplice. They have a crossbows. Terrible aim.
Terrible what? If this wasn't Lungmen, I would have blown your brains out. They probably won't catch us here. All we ever do these days is run. And all because of a few punks.
It's just like you to say that, you egomaniac. That arrogant air of yours gets more intense the harder we're screwed. It pisses me off more than it did when we were young.
What? Taking a trip down memory lane?
A little.
I still remember who gave me this last arrow wound here.
And if I weren't in the same boat as that Katsu right now, I'd given him one to match, a little closer to his heart. No point in going down memory lane otherwise. Yeah, you're damned right. And I'd love to stick another arrow in that arrogant bastard. The brain this time, I won't miss.
Nice. If you wanna do me in so badly, why don't we get right down to it? You think I'm scared of you? What else could it be? You couldn't take me down, not without getting that jump on me. Sure, I couldn't take you in a fight. Oh, finally admitting it. Don't forget who we work for. You brought her up earlier, now it's my turn to remind you. Looks like you're still sane enough to calm down. Thank God. I'm still worried though. After all, we didn't get the letter from the real contact. You think that crazy broad might say we messed up? Hell would I know. All I know is the two of us together wouldn't last 10 seconds against her. Ain't like we got a choice, so why worry about it?
I can smell you two through the door. You've been standing outside for a while. What's up?
Nothing, ma'am. All's well. Everything's just fine. We got the letter.
Everything's fine?
Yeah, it all went really well. Great, even.
It all went well, but it took you this long to come back. Show me the letter.
Done already? You read it that fast?
Got a problem?
No, not at all. No problem with that. Not a single one. No opinions, even.
Feels like you still have something to say, though.
What he's trying to say is, does that letter talk about us at all? Well?
Yeah. The letter says I can deal with the two of you however I like.
Immediately shitting their pants.
What's the matter? No reaction to that bit of information?
Is that really it?
Huh. Never would have thought. You've got a nose for this sort of thing. The letter says that considering what absolute failures, what miserable embarrassments you two have been, I should dig a hole somewhere out in the barren lands and leave you 6 feet deep. You don't even seem very surprised.
What's to be surprised about? Even I think we're embarrassing.
So, what you gonna do? Take your own lives in disgrace? You could try to make a run for it again. I'll give you 15 whole seconds this time.
Don't joke about that. We know the score.
Huh. Alright, I have another idea. You two never actually meant all that much to them in the first place. You know their rules, right? Stop fooling yourselves. Signora Cecilia isn't going to care about 2 rabid stray dogs. Hell, she doesn't even care about me. You two know what that means. It's Siracusa itself that wants you two gone. I don't really care much about that, but even I think you two desperate puppies are a pathetic sight. So, why don't you duel it out? That'll get you back off that so-called honor. The one who wrote the letter ends up in a better mood, and I'll get me some quiet time. How about it? What do you think?
A blood pact, then.
What was that?
If we go against the letter's instructions, betray our own family, and even make a pact with you, you'll only be able to protect the one who lives, right?
Pact? Protect? Betrayal? Do I have to tell you guys how many times you've stabbed each other in the back? Me?
Alright, I accept. Capone. Didn't you just tell me there is no point in going down memory lane? Alright, I'm in. I'll count to 3, and that's when we'll go. We'll see who lives. And by the way, I didn't strike before I finished talking. That's me making it up to you for all those times I stabbed you in the back. Alright, traitor. We'll call it square. 3, 2, 1. Fight!
I love that! More. Give me more. Free the hate in your hearts. Show me just how far you can go when your lives are on the line.
Gambino, now! Take this! To the left! No way, she didn't even draw her sword.
Amateurs. I know where your attacks are coming from without even looking. You make a good couple of brothers. The dumb one is dumb as hell, and the one that looks smart only looks it. I bet you two didn't even have it that hard back in Syracuse when you were little. Life must have been comfortable.
Gambino, don't give her the room to talk. Just kicks him out of the way. No way. Barehanded?
Is that so surprising? It's like we come from two totally different Syracuses. Just like this. How does it feel to have your own crossbow bolt pressed against your throat?
Can't say I'm feeling a lot.
Since you didn't like my idea, I'll have to follow the letter and dispose of you two in whatever way pleases me.
You forgot about one thing.
What's that?
This is Lungmen.
So?
You can't cut a throat with rubber-tipped bolts.
I knew you had a knife on you. Didn't expect you to be so quick to draw it. But still, too slow. And sure, these bolts with rubber heads can kill, but it's not so hard to find your aorta.
Bone.
Congrats, you saved your life.
So what? You're still gonna save it, Capone. We should have died here a long time ago. Let's at least go out like real Sicilians.
Oh?
For a brief moment, Gambino and Capone think they are seeing things. They see Lapland holding the exquisitely decorated envelope and the neatly unfolded letter above an open fire. A corner of the letter lights up. Are you nuts? You burned Signora Cecilia's letter.
Oh, you didn't think I was nuts? It's a letter full of pretentious make-believe honor tripe. Feels much better to just burn it.
This crazy bitch.
What, you're going to stick up for me? Stick up for her?
I wouldn't dare.
Now that's the truth. You wouldn't dare. Neither of you. Whether it's baring your fangs against her or sticking up for her, you wouldn't dare. You think she chased you out of your homeland, but you don't dare speak up. Aren't you angry? Don't you think it's her fault you got exiled from Syracuse? Are you really so scared of her? Even though she says right in the letter she wants you dead, you still can't stand seeing that very letter burn? Lame. Get up.
Where are you taking us?
Taking you? Why should I take you anywhere?
Aren't you going to bury us in the wastes?
What you two did was clumsy as hell, but it wasn't like completely embarrassing. Also, the letter is gone now, so why should I still listen to her? Alright, get up. You've got work to do. You can't just be laying around on the ground.
What work?
There's more than one lone wolf in this city.
What do you think of Lungmen Tea?
Seems it's not to your taste. I've heard Syracuse only drink tea when they're sick.
I couldn't have said it better.
But this is Lungmen, and we Lungmenites like our tea with more leaves, Mr. Kadedu.
I have no opinion. I'm only here as a messenger of the Signora. But I hope you can understand that no matter which land we walk, Syracusans are always Syracusans, and we Syracusans don't drink lukewarm tea.
Sure, but some of our friends from Syracuse have come to enjoy the aroma of our tea. Do you, or perhaps the Signora you represent, really plan on forcing some other beverage into their mouths?
The Signora has no plans to interfere with them. Out of our respect for you, and as an apology for their transgression in Lungmen, you may deal with them as you see fit.
I have to apologize to you too. This morning our locals mistook you for an accomplice of theirs. That's why they brought you to their hideout. Thank you for not killing any of them.
Please, no thanks necessary.
Well then, if there is nothing else...
Sorry, but there is.
Please, by all means.
The Signora has no intention of dealing with the undisciplined bunch in any way, but there are two men we must do something about.
You mean those two lone wolves?
Exactly. Showing the rest of them leniency is the most that the Signora can tolerate, but she will not allow these two to cut ties with the pack.
I have heard a few things about them. We won't interfere with the mutual grudge they hold with Syracuse.
We appreciate your understanding. Furthermore, you can rest assured that we will refrain from doing anything unnecessary during their stay in Lungmen. However, if they spend too much time outside fooling around, we will have to interfere.
As long as you do so within the bounds of Lungmen's rules.
We will try, but we can't promise anything.
Is that a threat?
Certainly not.
Then your choice of the word try is quite worth chewing over. I will get to the point. You don't want to break Lungmen's rules while you are in Lungmen.
We don't want to, of course. To tell the truth, if we had the choice, we definitely wouldn't want any kind of conflict between us and Lungmen or its mighty Yanese protector.
You think too highly of an old man like me.
But some things must be done. I hope you can understand.
Then, for both our sakes, let us pray things won't progress to that point.
Pray. Can I take it that's where you stand?
With my greatest respect for Lady Cecilia, yes. That's where I ultimately stand.
Very well, I understand. To the best of our ability, we will try to keep things from progressing to that point.
Good.
Please, excuse me now. Thank you for your hospitality. If the opportunity arises, perhaps we can invite you to Syracuse for a cup of quadruplo espresso.
I appreciate it. But first things first, won't you finish that tea? I guess must wholeheartedly accept their host's hospitality. This too is one of Lungmen's rules.
The black-clad Syracusan takes the teacup in front of him and finishes it in one go. Will this do?
Of course, my dear friend. Please, travel safe. Is he gone?
He is. Our man followed him until he left the city. It didn't look like he was going to change disguises or anything.
Good. You heard my conversation with the man just now, right?
Yes.
Get the word out. I want everyone to keep an eye out on the Syracusan Mafia.
I will.
As for the two lone wolves,
We have Emperor keeping an eye on one of them. I'm not worried about her. But the other, keep a close eye on her until she leaves Lungmen.
I will. And what do we do if she doesn't leave?
Today is Friday, isn't it?
That's right, but what do you mean?
If memory serves, everyone always calls it something Friday. What was it again? I can't say I know how you youngsters talk these days. Anyway, Ice Castle Hotel has 30% off today, doesn't it?
I'll ask.
If they're running the discount, book a dinner for 2 for tonight.
Dinner for 2. Understood. On it.
Calm down. I'm just going to eat with an old friend.
Alright. Interesting. So, personally what this short little story tells me is that this will feed directly, potentially directly into the Il Sirakusano storyline that we will get in about 3 months from now? 2 months? 2 to 3 months as well. And just as a reminder, that is the story that obviously brings us Texas Alter and the character that apparently everybody's waiting for, including me. But it definitely feels like it will feed right into that storyline. Plus, it definitely shows that the Syracuse Mafia is definitely keeping tabs on both Texas and Lapland. So very interesting. Very much looking forward to how that one is gonna play out. But yeah. Well, as a quick reminder, the Code of Brawl story that this is coming from is in the description of the video if you wanna go back and listen to that one after this video is done. But right now, let's see what our boyo Roy is about and his Lazarite shenanigans. So let's start on Farewell Roy. Why do I want to join the Armorless Union? What a weird question. This is your organization, old man. What's there to explain? So, does this count as my interview? I heard all the companies around town do stuff like this now. Are we going to interview every new recruit from now on? Should I start calling you boss? Stop being such a pain in the ass. The way I see it, there is no difference between a hitman agency and any other business. Show up to work, do some overtime, then make that someone else's problem. If I had to give you a reason, then it's probably for the extra cash. Sure as hell beats what I make from hunting foul beasts. It's the same stuff anyways. You aim, you shoot. Of course the higher paying job's gonna motivate you more. Isn't that right, boss? After all, everyone just wants to live the good life.
The Armorless Union's hitman. How did you people find this place?
Does that really matter at this point? Celebrities such as yourself naturally attract attention with their every move. While you've done your due diligence, good sir, how should I put this? We're hardly the only ones who can track you down. There are plenty of people who have it in for you. Beating them all to the punch was no small feat. Time is of the essence. I do hope you can trust our good intentions.
Trust you? The Armorless Union. Speaking to me of trust. If that's a joke, I'm not laughing.
When necessary, we are also capable of not being the Armorless Union.
Hitman, is this the reason you sent your subordinates to die by my hand? Are you planning to...
Shh. Some things are better kept to yourself. A man as wise as you surely understands this. Do us a little favor, and you'll earn yourself an out. It's a pretty good deal if you ask me. You scratch our back, we scratch yours. So how about it? The Armless Union Lazarite rank. How about it? Sounds pretty powerful, doesn't it? Honestly, the pay isn't half bad either. In a way, it's not too different from being a competition knight. You earn your keep by putting your life on the line. You don't get paid the big bucks without taking a few risks, right? That said, after more than a decade in the business, it's time to hang up that hat. Quit while you're ahead, the simplest truth to live by. Why swim against the current or the era? There are more stable sources of income, so why burn your life away? Bring your ship back to port when the time's right. How could being someone else's underling possibly feel as good as being your own boss? The surgery scheduled in 2 hours. Be sure to show up on time. Starting tomorrow, your new name will be Joel Tyrrell, and in 2 days the company will put in a word for us, so don't mess it up. Also, the General Chambers people don't seem to completely buy that we died along with the Blood Knight. Not yet, anyway. The Armless Union is already preparing to select the next Lazarites before the investigators have even left. In other words, lay low and spare us any unnecessary trouble until this all blows over. Hey, are you even listening? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Ma'am, I'd like to have the most expensive meal set. No need for a bag, I'll be eating here. Oh, and take it extra spicy, please. Make it extra spicy, please. Okay, so where were you, what were you saying, Monique? Go and die in a ditch. What an awful thing to say. Why, if I died, poor Miss Tyrrell would end up a widow. She sure hung up fast. Seems like everything's going smoothly, even if the board of directors has its doubts. It's already too late. As for the Blood Knight, if he knows what's good for him, he'll keep his head down and not make a mess of things. After all, everyone is too busy looking out for number one. Nobody will lose sleep over a couple of tools going missing. I probably don't have to worry about the Darksteel either. All that's left is a face transplant and a new identity. Our boy Roy and Monique are gonna do some face-off here. Ugh, what a movie. Guess I'll be kissing goodbye to this handsome mug then. Who knows how I look when it's done, but somehow I doubt I'll be quite as gorgeous. Alas, what a pity. The former Lazarite stands on the street, concealed beneath the shadows of the neon lights. He lifts his hands to pat his cheeks while aimlessly looking out at the bright city lights. The most recent news highlights are being broadcast on the big screen on the side of a skyscraper. All the other screens dotting the cityscape, large and small, play roughly the same thing. Their clashing noises and flashing lights enough to make one a bit dizzy. The television. The Blood Knight was attacked by unknown assailants in his secluded countryside home. There were traces of an intense struggle, and it has been confirmed that the blood left at the scene belongs to the former champion himself. The bodies of the attackers were also found at the scene. Experts have commented that it is highly unlikely that the Blood Knight survived such a fierce battle, which is consistent with the large quantities of blood found. The leading theory at the moment is that our former champion, weakened after his battle with the Radiant Knight, exhausted the last of his strength and passed away along with his assailants. For more information, please stay tuned for the follow-up program, The Truth Behind the Attack on the Blood Knight. Those bastards, what truth? It's all a bunch of baloney. How could the Blood Knight be defeated by mere assassins? Not a chance in hell. He's probably just laying low because he doesn't want those media bloodsuckers bothering him over an injury. They only care about the next scoop. And damn the whole lot of these shameless murderers, gutter-dwelling pests. The Blood Knight would never go down like this. Calm down, you can Say what you want, just stop flailing your arms. Yeah. That's my head.
Huh? Oh, sorry, I got a bit too worked up there. You alright?
I'm fine. I guess this just isn't my lucky day. Hey, you over there. Yeah, you. You didn't get hit, did you? You alright, man? He didn't hit you in the head, too? Huh? Oh, sorry, were you talking to me? Who else is there? There's only the three of us squatting by the food stall in the middle of the night. I suppose so. I appreciate the concern, but I'm fine. I was just in shock after hearing the news.
The news is nothing but a load of shit.
Those carrion lickers only care about about the scent of blood and death. They don't give a damn about whether the Blood Knight lives or dies. They don't know a goddamn thing, which is why they can run their mouths like that. After being defeated by the Radiant Knight, the former champion, yada yada. Tusk. As long as you pick a good clickbait title, you can easily farm a few days worth of ad revenue. No one with a bit of curiosity can resist. It's just the latest way to make a quick buck these past 2 days.
Just the latest. Have you seen the media of the last, I don't know how long? My boy. Clickbait titles have been around for centuries. Anyway. He shouldn't be this token of consumerism. You know what? If I had the money and I had an official Blood Knight statue, I would buy it. So shut up.
Well said. You're exactly right. Our company does some business with the night competitions. I ran into him a few times while following the project, but our holdings went down the drain as soon as the news came out. Personally, I'm a big fan, so I hope he's alright.
That's more than enough reason to treat you to a drink then.
Huh?
I mean, as an apology for what just happened. How about it? Or are you too scared to have a drink with an infected?
But I have work tomorrow. Well, whatever. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. You pick the place then.
Huh. I like your guts. How about you then? Wanna all go together?
Me? Actually, I have some things I need to attend to soon. Still, fate has brought us together. And kindness is hard to find these days, so why not? Lead the way.
Great, follow me.
Cheers! Cheers.
Wrap it up, you two. I'm not made of money, you know.
Actually, I recognize you. You're the one who competed today. That Iron Wrist Knight. Wow, I can't believe I got my head smacked by Iron Wrist Knight's Iron Wrist. That's gonna be worth at least a point.
Come on, I already apologized, didn't I?
Too bad about today. You almost got the win. If only the other side didn't get that supply pack. I bet on you, you know.
Really? Why would you do that?
Because the odds were good. Why else?
Oh, makes sense. But just so you know, you shouldn't bet on an infected knight next time. They won't let us win. I gave it my all and still failed. I doubt the people behind the scenes are very happy with me after my last showing.
Whoa, that sounds awful.
If only I had the Blood Knight skills.
He still lost to the Radiant Knight though. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up.
By the way, what do you do?
Are you some sort of knight too? Nothing of the sort. I'm just a hunter from the sticks who occasionally stops by the big city. I usually hunt foul beasts and can sometimes even turn a profit if they manage to fetch a good price. But it's been rough these days, so I've been thinking about how to make it big in the city. Like becoming a competition knight. You can make a lot of cash if you manage to win. Nah, forget it. I don't have what it takes to be a knight anyway. I'm not good at fighting.
You've got a good head on your shoulders then. The night competitions may be glamorous, but only a small handful of us make any real money. Not the kind of thing you want to be worrying about. Heck, I wouldn't be doing this either if I had the choice.
Life has a way of messing with us, brother.
You said it. Back then all I ever thought about was how much better life would be in the big city. If I could go back in time, I'd tell myself from a few years back to just forget about Cavalierki. Should have stayed home and worked an honest job. I'd rather spend my entire life farming than doing whatever I'm doing now.
Agreed, only a tiny minority are able to make good money. But even then, what the best paid competition knights earns is nothing compared to the real profit that the companies behind them are making. You've had too much to drink, my man. Nah, I'm totally sober. What do you think? If I get infected, you think I'll get the day off tomorrow? Maybe, but forget tomorrow. You'll never have to go to work again. Just pretend I didn't say anything. Damn, maybe I am drunk after all. Sorry, my head's starting to spin.
Fine, seems like you really are out of it, so I'll restrain myself and not beat the shit out of you. Just don't ever crack a joke like that again. Cause if you do, you're taking a trip to the hospital to get stitches for your nose.
Ugh. It won't happen again. To be honest, I always wanted to be a knight, ever since I was a little kid. Not a competition knight, mind you. Something much older. The kind my grandpa's generation really looked up to. You mean like those campaign knights that entered the city not too long ago? Yeah, I know I don't have the skills for that. Look at it this way. Their way of fighting is totally outdated. What can you accomplish these days with brute strength alone?
Sure, nobody's arguing with that. But we've got to fight, like it or not. Phew. Boss, pour me another one.
If you ask me, everyone wants a better life, and the best way to do that is to get into business. You want to get into the business world? Yeah, I guess. Preferably a large corporation, the 9-to-5 cubicle sort. But you know, being a salesman doesn't sound half bad either. I think I'd be pretty good at that. I heard big companies give bonuses to outstanding employees too. What could be better than earning a stable salary?
When you put it like that.
You're too naive. Huh? Working in a corporate isn't as easy as you think. Well, it's just a pipe dream anyway. Everyone knows it's tough getting into a good company.
True, it's tough, but that's still the easy part. Getting in is just the beginning.
The problem is, once you're in, you can't get out. That's the hard part.
Totally, I actually ditched work. Today I actually ditched work. I didn't show up.
I originally wanted to take some time off, but I'm out of vacation days for the year, so I didn't even bother applying. You were gone the whole day and nobody even bothered to call you?
My phone's dead. Forgot to charge it last night.
Good man.
Are you sure that's not going to be a problem?
It's a problem, alright. A big problem.
Scratch what I said earlier. Maybe you're a little too gutsy.
Is this what you'd call having guts? My tongue's completely numb, my stomach's empty, and my brain's faring about as well. No, I just drank a whole bunch, so there's alcohol in my stomach and water in my head.
What the hell are you on about?
Quite the unique saying you came up with there. I like it. That said, I feel pretty good now that I can't hear my ringtone. At least I can fool myself into thinking everything's fine. With all due respect, that feeling won't last long forever. As soon as you charge your phone... Sheesh. I don't even want to think about it. Let's not. I'm starting to get the chills again. Even I'm starting to feel sick to my stomach. Whatever, I've made my peace with it. There's no shortage of grunts like me. You've got the more experienced old hands and the more gung-ho young guns. No point delaying the inevitable. I'm just worn out, man. I just want to take a day off where I don't have to worry about anything. If I'm really gonna get fired over this, then so be it. At least that spares me from all the agonizing over not being able to make up my mind. You really do have nerves of steel. You're not afraid at all? Can't you tell I'm joking? Of course I'm afraid. I still haven't paid off my mortgage. So I'm gonna head home and pull an all-nighter, writing a report for the head of the department about how I was in a coma all day for a serious illness and accidentally broke my phone. That might be a bit of a stretch. Just a bit. Who cares if it's true or not? All that matters is having an excuse to step down. Alright, that's enough for today. No more drinking. Boss, give me the tab. You two sure know how to take advantage of a guy's hospitality. Picking all the expensive drinks, eh? I do appreciate it. What a rare treat to enjoy a friend's hospitality on one of my few trips to the city. To show my thanks, can I offer you a suggestion? What, me? Why don't you spend the night here at the bar? I took a look at it and it's going to be open all night with plenty of customers. And tomorrow morning, find another place with lots of people. Try to keep your head down in the crowd. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? That's all I have to say. I'll be off. He's gone just like that, huh? Didn't even care to elaborate. Well, I'd better get going too. What about you? Are you going to listen to him and drink all night? Later, the old man told me that he's a Darksteel, and that I might be cut out to become a Lazarite. He may have been as cold and shady as his rank, but I don't think there's anything particularly blue about me. Oh, and not that I'm trying to argue with you, boss. Lazarite suits me just fine. When the old man picked me up, well, I won't say that since I was doing perfectly fine by myself and didn't need to be picked up. Basically, I had just hunted 2 foul beasts at the time, scalded off the plumage, bled them out, and had them ready for eating after some time over the fire pit. They came out pretty good, and the old man ate a foul beast and a half all by himself. Left me with 2 heads, a pair of claws, and 1 big leg. After he finished, he started talking like one of those high and mighty folks out of the storybooks. Even without a teacher or any tools, you're still able to hunt these slippery foul beasts. They can be difficult even for experienced hunters your age. You've got a natural talent. How about it, child? Want to live the good life? Of course. How could I not? I must have been drunk as hell too. Ended up wasting all that time because I somehow believed what he said. The sun's almost up. Better start heading back. It's so cold. So this is what Cavalierki looks like at this hour. There's hardly anyone around. The trash everywhere hasn't been cleaned up yet, and there are discarded night posters all over the ground. Huh. People are all trash. Who's there? You people are Iron Wrist Knight. By refusing to cooperate with the General Chamber, you've impeded the path for others. The Blood Knight can no longer protect you. This whole deal with pawning my life off to them, the more time passes, the more I see things clearly. The knights are commodities they hoard inside their warehouses. The assassins are weapons they wield. And what of public opinion? It's their best tool for manipulation, and they've studied it thoroughly. Money and power. In Casimir's, these two things are often inextricably linked. Hey, I'm not saying you have to become a tycoon or anything, but look, if you want to live a better life, you have to rub shoulders with those people. Most people are fine climbing over others, one rung at a time. But when will you ever be free from someone else's control? So just don't think about it too much. If you're privileged enough, just try to live a better, more comfortable life. At least now, I won't be asked to take someone's life over the phone anymore. If something goes wrong, getting hurt is the least of our worries. We'll need a good excuse to pull the wool over the boss's eyes, right? Alright, you can open your eyes now. You look fine. If you keep stroking your face like that, I'm going to make you need another one. The gods, Monique, I shudder at the thought. Having bandages all over my face is... how should I put this? New and exciting? Donna Tyrrell, and you're Joel Tyrrell. And immediately her name changes from Monique to Donna in the text. You'd better not mess it up again after the doctor comes back. Oh, right, our titles have changed too. We're husband and wife now, right? And his is now Joel. Oh, are you blushing? Did they carve off your eyeballs? No need to be so hostile. Well, this agreement might be a bit, well, it's fine. Oh, and don't worry, you're just as easy on the eyes as before. So they definitely carved out your eyeballs. I see you're awake now. How are you doing? You chose to go with the accelerated program. Though Reginium arts can speed the process so you won't need multiple surgeries, there are still corresponding risks. You won't be able to remove the bandages for a while, and I suggest returning for a follow-up once a month to ensure the most suitable results. Thank you, I feel great already. But I don't think the follow-ups will be necessary. We'll figure out something on our own. Thank you for your hard work, Doctor. That was sudden. You're gonna have to figure out how to get rid of the body on your own. I didn't have a choice. Nobody can be allowed to know about this. I could have chosen my words better, but I meant what I said. Dead men tell no tales. By the way, did you hear about the General Chamber? What the General Chamber did to a group of infected knights who had been following the Blood Knight? I ran into one of them last night just to make sure. I've heard a thing or two, but it's none of my business. And I suggest you keep your shiny new nose out of it too. Don't forget we've got nothing to do with the Armorless Union now. Huh, I suppose you're right. It's none of our business now. Alright then. We're about to start a brand new chapter of our lives. What's the plan? If we're going to sell stuff, are we really going to run a business? Even if you wanted to, Darksteel would never let you. I'd already be a miracle if you didn't scare off all our customers. Please, do I even have the talent to mess anything up? We have everything we could have ever wanted now, but I still need something to kill the time. You've got time to kill? Kind of. You in the mood to go hunting? Just the two of us? We can go buy a villa out in the countryside. I'll teach you how to hunt foul beasts. Nobody's better than me. Hunting for sport. Never could have imagined that back when I was scrapping by in the woods. I've simply never had the free time. But now I've got nothing but free time, so I might as well treat myself. Seems like all that free time fried your brain then. You can go by yourself. I'm going on vacation. Preferably someplace nice like Docilis or Siesta. You won't catch me that in the boonies. Seriously, after all the work it took to make this day possible, you're just reminiscing about your childhood? What are you planning? Honestly, who knows? If I can live a better life, I'll try to do exactly that. No need to sweat the details. If your brain malfunctions and you decide to go live in a cave or whatever, you might as well transfer all your assets to me first. I'll send you my bank account number when we get back. If something happens to me, you'd inherit everything I own anyway, just from our legal status. Good point. Might as well speed up the process then. How cruel. Anyway, enough of that. After I tie up some loose ends, how about we go on that vacation I suggested? Give it a thought, alright? Wherever you decide to go, why not make it a team effort?
And there we go. Those will be our 2 stories for today.
And just as a side note, while yes, Monique there, or rather shall I call her Donna, does say at the end that she wants to go on a holiday in Docilis or Siesta, the Narration storyline is taking place after the events of both the Siesta story and the Docilis holiday story. So I do not believe they've sneakily hidden a Donna and Joel in the events of that story, unless I am forgetting some side NPCs there. But I don't think I do. But it would be interesting to keep a lookout for the future if any kind of characters appear with the names Donna and Joel Tyrrell, which will be interesting. But anyway, this will mark it for today's narration. Tomorrow we're gonna come back to the final part of this and we're gonna go over the final 2 stories. Still looking forward to figure out what the hell this one is about, because I still don't know. And again, please don't tell me what it is about if you do know what it is. I'm gonna figure it out literally in a couple of hours from now anyway. But this last one is gonna be interesting, because the last one, I think, if I remember the trailer right, is probably gonna take place in Mansfield Prison. So that's gonna be interesting, because in the trailer I did recognize a certain bad boy from that storyline. But anyway, like I said, this will be it for today, and as per usual, I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next part tomorrow, in the final part rather. So, until then, bye bye.